Welcome back to another hard-hitting lunchtime edition of the Willie Bobo Show. I'm your host, Hakeem, also known as Ox, straight out of San Antonio, keeping it real for the people. Today, I must highlight something that I read about, did the research on it, checked it out. Shit is mad real. And we're talking about mobility. We're talking about how the state of Texas just completely locked down the garage doors of so many people. If you're scrolling through TikTok, you may have seen that clip about Texas tightening the screws on vehicle registrations. Let me save you the guesswork. It's true. The Texas Department of Motor Vehicles, they didn't even wait for a slow rollout. What they did was they dropped an administrative hammer, changing the rules to everyday dealerships, county tax offices, from El Paso to Brownsville. You want to buy a car? You want to renew your plates? You better pull out a real ID driver's license, a U.S. passport, or explicit federal documentation with a Department of Homeland Security stamp on it. Foreign ID cards, passports without a formal visa, denied. Now, let's talk about what this actually means on the ground, especially for the Mexican population and immigrant communities right here in Texas. This ain't about paperwork, family. This is about total economic and social freeze. You got folks out there who have lived here, worked here, paid taxes, kept their gears turning, people that caught themselves up in asylum backlogs or lapse programs, whatever it may be, who literally rely on a car to get to the job site, put food on the table. Now, when you strip away that person's ability to legally register a vehicle, you don't stop the movement. You just drove people into the shadows. You turn everyday survival, driving your kids to school, hitting the grocery store, into a literal criminal offense. And we have to keep it a buck. How does this affect the public safety? You may ask. Well, let me tell you. You think forcing hundreds of thousands of people to drive unregistered, uninsured whips makes the highway safer? No, it doesn't. That's only going to spike insurance rates for everybody. It's going to create a playground for profiling. And they call it closing a loophole. Look, the people on the ground calling the office shots every day, they're whack people. And they're in a system that's built to lock working people out. So I'm going to keep watching to see how this plays out right here in the Lone Star State. Drop your thoughts in the comments, share the feed, and remember, stay sharp, stay moving, and always keep it for the people. Peace.
Drain the veins of our own kind. A blind mind left-sided by the life grind. We hustling and tussling and muscling.